Hey, Ethan here, and Merry Christmas! And in this episode, we'll be looking at Batman Arkham Origins, but on all platforms this time. It's my favorite game to play around the holiday season, and now it's time for some brief development history. Batman Arkham Origins was developed by WP Games Montreal because Rocksteady, the original developer, was working on the finale to the series, now known as Batman Arkham Knight, and wanted more time to make it as best that they could. So WP Games Montreal took over the series and made a prequel game to hold fans over until Rocksteady's finale was complete. WP Games Montreal's first game was a special port of Batman Arkham City, being Batman Arkham City Armored Edition, only on the Wii U. Arkham Origins started development between late 2011 and early 2012. It was then revealed in April 2013, with it later being revealed at E3 that year that it was set on Christmas Eve towards the end of Batman's second year. It was also revealed that Roger Craig Smith and Troy Baker would be taking over the roles as Batman and the Joker compared to Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill in the previous two games. Batman Arkham Origins was then released on October 25, 2013 for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Wii U, and PC, the Wii U port being developed by Human Head Studios. They also released a collector's edition containing a copy of the game, exclusive 9-inch statue featuring the Joker, an 80-page hardcover art book, 2 replicas of evidence from the GCPD, a Batman Wanted poster, a prototype schematic of the Batwing, an Anarchy logo stencil, a photo of the Wayne family, a glow-in-the-dark map of Gotham City, Assassin's Intel dossier, first appearance Batman skin, Deathstroke challenge pack, and a DC Comics documentary video. The main version that we'll be looking at is the PC port with no NVIDIA PhysX enabled because of the recording frame rate. Let's now start Batman Arkham Origins. It starts out with Bruce Wayne entering the Batcave and learning that the serial killer Calendar Man is going to be executed, but then learns of a breakout at Blackgate Prison headed by the crime lord Black Mask and proceeds to suit up and go there. He then runs into Warden Joseph and asks him where Black Mask is located, but in response says he has no idea. Later on, Batman gets a glimpse of Black Mask and his huge crocodile friend. Batman then follows them and sees Commissioner Loeb get killed in a gas chamber, with Batman being too late to save him. He then finds a memory card from a drone and proceeds to the roof to fight the crocodile monster. After beating him, Batman then learns that Black Mask has hired 8 assassins to kill him for $50 million. The police then arrive and Batman escapes via the Batwing and goes back to the Batcave. Back at the Batcave, Batman and Alfred learn that the 8 assassins after Batman's head are Killer Croc, who has just been apprehended, Deathstroke, Firefly, Copperhead, Deadshot, Electrocutioner, Shiva, and Bane. Batman then finds out that the Penguin has been spying on Black Mask and proceeds to head to Jezebel Plaza to learn more information from an arms deal. Later on, Batman ends up investigating a network tower blocking his communication with the Batwing. He then discovers a dead repairman named David Shannon and learns that a fellow called Enigma is behind the accident. After that, Batman gets to Jezebel Plaza and interrogates a goon named Ricky Looselips by hanging him upside down on top of the Gotham Merchants Bank and proceeds to drop him into the Christmas tree below. Batman then stops another jamming signal and locates the Penguin to an old ship called the Final Offer, and then encounters the assassin Electrocutioner and beats him with just one kick to the face. He then proceeds to find the Penguin's assistant named Tracy. He is then notified by Alfred that Alfred can track the electromagnetic signal inside the Electrocutioner's gloves. Batman finds Tracy and locks her up. A little while later, the Penguin is interrogating Alberto Falcone and is then rescued by Batman. Batman then interrogates the Penguin and tells Batman about a murder at Lacey Towers involving Black Mask. They are then interrupted by Deathstroke, which Batman then defeats by countering his attacks. He then proceeds to head to Lacey Towers and discovers that a man dressed like Black Mask was killed and that Black Mask's girlfriend, Tiffany Ambrose, was also killed. He then discovers that the Penguin was there at one point and then there was a fight between 2 others in the room. Tiffany was also texting Black Mask about someone named the Joker. He then contacts Alfred about getting access to the National Criminal Database. Alfred tells him to head to the GCPD. Alfred also tells him to come back to the Batcave to collect the concussion detonator. While in the GCPD, Batman finds out that the police are also in on the bounty and finds Looselips again about a disruptor, which he then collects. A riot breaks out in the holding cells and then Batman stops. He then meets Barbara Gordon and tells Batman that he needs to go to the sewers to get access to the National Criminal Database. On his way out, Batman runs into Gordon and argue about their methods of justice, but are then interrupted by SWAT leader Brandon. Batman then escapes and proceeds to the sewers to learn about what actually happened at Lacey Towers. He then learns that Roman Sionis, Black Mask, owns the Gotham Merchants Bank. He also learns that the person killed in the mask was a decoy and that the people fighting were Black Mask and the Joker. The Joker forced Black Mask to kill his girlfriend, and Batman realizes that the Joker is heading towards the Gotham Merchants Bank. Batman then proceeds to the bank and discovers a ton of Black Mask men are dead. While in the vault, it is revealed that the Joker has been impersonating Black Mask the whole time, and was also the one who hired the assassins. The Joker then escapes with the real Black Mask. The bank manager was killed with laughing gas by the Joker. He then interrogates a Joker goon and is told to go to the steel mill. He is then notified by Alfred about the signal from Electrocutioner's gloves. In the steel mill, Batman rescues Roman Sionis but is poisoned and attacked by Copperhead. Batman then contacts Alfred to make an antidote. He then starts having hallucinations from Alfred, Commissioner Loeb, and the bank manager about how he is a failure. Batman then fights Copperhead and receives the antidote and locks Copperhead up inside a storage container in the steel mill. He is then informed that the Joker is having a meeting with all the other assassins. Batman then heads to the middle of Pioneer's Bridge to start tracking the Electrocutioner signal. The signal then leads him to the Gotham City Royal Hotel. While in the Royal, Batman and Alfred discuss about Brandon not realizing it's the Joker behind the mask. Batman then discovers a stolen ambulance by the Joker and tons of explosives to take down the building. He then proceeds to the Royal security room and spies on the Joker's meeting. All the assassins that have not been captured are there, and then the Joker pushes the Electrocutioner out of a window, killing him. The other assassins leave except for Bane, believing that Batman is coming for the Joker. Batman then grabs the Electrocutioner shot clubs and proceeds through the Royal Hotel, saving hotel employees. A little while later, he discovers that the Joker has turned one of the ballrooms into a makeshift amusement park. He then discovers bombs planted by the Joker that are set to go off on New Year's Eve. The bombs explode early, and Batman latches onto Vicky Vale's helicopter and fights goons on a rooftop. He then enters near the pool and sees that tons of Joker's men have been murdered. He then enters the pool's elevator and is then ripped out by Bane, and is then smashed against the walls and thrown into the room where Joker has been hiding. The Joker then proceeds to blow up a building, with Batman saying,
"How many lives did you just take?"
Bane then grabs Batman and throws him out of a window, causing him to fall into a room inside the Royal with books. They then start to fight each other, with Bane taking his coat off and throwing Batman out of another window onto one of the hotel's rooftops. Alfred calls Captain Gordon, but Batman doesn't want him to. Bane and Batman then fight each other, with Batman dodging Bane's attacks, charging, and other enemies. The police then arrive, but are suddenly blown up. Bane goes to escape, and Batman places a tracker on him. Bane then fires a rocket, causing the Joker to fly from the building. Batman then saves him and then lands in the hotel's lobby. Joker then asks Batman to why he saved him and kills two other goons. Brandon and the SWAT team arrive to apprehend the Joker and Batman, with Batman escaping. They then take the Joker outside and ask him about his partner being Batman. It then cuts to Blackgate Prison, with the Joker inside being evaluated by a psychiatrist. Joker then talks about his one bad day, and we eventually plays the Joker taking out goons in a club. It then has Joker wear the red hood and walk through a dark lighted area. We then learn that the psychiatrist is Harley Quinzel, which is Harley Quinn in the future. Batman then goes back to the Batcave and starts to have visions of his dead parents. Alfred then snaps him out of it, with the two learning that there is a body that looks like Bane in the GCPD morgue. Batman then grabs a gadget called the glue grenade, and then we get a really good scene.
Master Bruce, stop! Master Bruce! Bruce, I will not in good conscience allow you to go. You're outmatched by these assassins. What? You're not some hardened vigilante. You're a young man with a trust fund and too much anger. You're in over your head, and I don't want this to be your end.
Alfred, who do you see when you look at me? The boy whose shoes you used to tie every morning? The teenager you drove to his first date? While you are here every night, I am out there. The only thing between the innocent and the predator.
You may be.
No, not may be. I am. When the mugger or the thief stops to think twice, that is fear. That is what I am. That is why they hired assassins, because I am the reason the criminals breathe easier when the sun rises. So no, Alfred, I am not in over my head. Tonight will not be my end, but it will be theirs.
Batman then heads to the GCPD morgue, discovering that the body is one of Bane's Venom users. He also learns that the tracker he placed on Bane is located somewhere in North Gotham. Batman then finds Bane's hideout and discovers this.
Who I am. You're not safe at Wayne Manor.
Got it. I'll call the police.
No, I can't risk them discovering my identity as well. Just secure yourself in the Batcave.
What are you going to do?
I'm on my way to you. I'll figure something out.
Batman then leaves, but finds out that Firefly is holding hostages on the Pioneers Bridge. He then proceeds and runs into Captain Gordon, telling Batman not to intervene. Batman then learns that there are 4 bombs on the bridge, and after taking out 2 of them, contacts Gordon to open up the fire door, but Gordon doesn't cooperate. Batman then tells Alfred to help him open it up while he defuses the 3rd bomb. After defusing the 3rd bomb, Batman then goes to fight Firefly with him using the glue grenade and the Batclaw to stop him. After defeating Firefly, has a conversation with Gordon about their relationship. Batman then proceeds back to the Batcave and receives a message from Bane that he has broken into the Batcave. When Batman arrives, discovers that the Batcave has been destroyed and that his detective mode has been broken. Batman then finds Alfred and resuscitates him back to health. The two then have a conversation with Batman saying that he can't defend Gotham. Alfred then says some motivational words and the two learn that the Joker has taken over Blackgate Prison. Batman then goes back to Blackgate and rescues Harlan Quinzel and finds Deathstroke in a prison cell. Batman then finds the Joker and discovers that Warden Joseph has been held hostage. Bane then arrives and puts on a heart monitor and then fights Batman, with it being a repeat from the Royal Hotel. Batman then charges the shot clubs to defeat Bane, making it look like he killed him. The Joker then shoots Gordon and Batman wakes up Bane. Bane then gives himself TN1 and then has Batman take him down using a variety of stealth-related attacks. Batman then contacts Alfred to tell him that he is safe. Warden Joseph then gets shot and Killer Croc goes to pick up Batman while a sniper is aiming at them, but then misses and hits Croc because of Gordon. Batman and Gordon then fight off a bunch of goons, with Batman entering the prison chapel. Once Batman enters the prison chapel, finds the Joker, and then the two have a conversation about Bane. Batman then throws the Joker across the room and proceeds to punch him repeatedly. The Joker then tells Batman to kill him and sees a demon-looking Batman and is then knocked out. Captain Gordon then arrives and Batman escapes when Gordon isn't looking. It then shows the GCPD cleaning up Blackgate Prison and the Joker being put in custody. Gordon then gives a monologue and says that he let Batman go because of Barbara. Batman then flies away with a bunch of bats. The credits then roll with Amanda Waller visiting Deathstroke at Blackgate Prison to discuss joining her team, which will become the Suicide Squad. Batman is then perched on the Pioneers Bridge talking to Alfred about what Batman needs to do to clean up the streets. Arkham Origins does have 9 side missions, being called Most Wanted. The first one is Enigma, which is the Riddler in the future and has you collecting data packs, which are this game's Riddler trophies, destroying network relays, taking control of GCR towers, and interrogating thugs for data pack locations. The next one is Anarchy, which has you going around Gotham, taking out 3 bombs and stopping his supporters. Once all bombs are destroyed, you confront Anarchy himself in the courthouse from Arkham City and realize that he is a teenager. The next one is Penguin, which you're going around the map, destroying 5 weapons caches owned by the Penguin with your disruptor with the help of Barbara Gordon. Next up is Deadshot. This has you investigate an SOS call from the top of a roof. A helicopter then goes to stop Batman, but is then shot down. Batman eventually finds out that it is linked to Deadshot. Deadshot then tells Batman that he has hostages in the Gotham Merchants Bank. Batman then stops Deadshot by doing a variety of stealth-related attacks. Mad Hatter has you go inside the Mad Hatter's hat shop and realizes that he has a girl kidnapped named Alice. He then tells Batman to look at the clock, and Batman is then transported into the Mad Hatter's Wonderland, which is similar to the Scarecrow encounters in Arkham Asylum. Once Batman goes through his Wonderland, uses a reverse batarang, and knocks the Mad Hatter out. Next up is Bird, which has Batman investigate two large fights between Bane's men and other criminals. He eventually tracks Bird to a local nightclub named My Alibi. The player then learns that Bird is Bane's lieutenant and is then easily knocked out. Next up is the escaped Blackgate prisoners, which are unlocked after doing all the investigations, which are a series of murders that Batman investigates and locates the killers. The Blackgate prisoners has Batman go around the map taking out 20 Blackgate prisoners and interrogating them. You then get dialogue between Batman and Gordon at the end. Next up is Shiva. This has you first go to a stroller and Batman thinks it's an actual baby. Shiva then shows up and tries to kill Batman. Shiva then says that she has a man that is going to die in South Gotham. Batman then finds that it is a cop and takes out ninjas similar to Arkham City. He then finds a blood trail and traces it back to Shiva. She then tells him to meet her at Sheldon Park inside Wonder Tower from Arkham City. After defeating Shiva and her ninjas, Shiva says that he has passed the test and then leaves. The last one is Black Mask, with Batman taking out 6 drug stashes similar to Arkham City's Titan containers. He then traces Black Mask to the church from Arkham City and takes out Black Mask and his goons. There is also the Cold Hard DLC, released in April 2014 for all platforms except for the Wii U. It takes place a week later on New Year's Eve and is based on the critically acclaimed Batman the Animated Series episode Heart of Ice. It starts out with a party in Wayne Manor with Ferris Boyle about to accept the Humanitarian of the Year award. Wayne Manor is then broken into by Mr. Freeze and Penguin's goons. Bruce then saves Alfred and proceeds to the Batcave to get the Batsuit. Once he gets the Batsuit, realizes that Wayne Manor is on fire and eventually finds Boyle, but is then taken by Freeze. Batman interrogates a thug about Freeze's location and proceeds to South Gotham and investigates this new Freeze tag. He eventually finds a goon and tells Batman about Gothcorp making weapons, which Batman doesn't believe. Batman then goes to Gothcorp and saves a few security guards. He eventually finds Freeze and Penguin having a disagreement. Penguin then tells Batman about a special cryo drill that will break through the ice. Batman then gets the new XC suit and goes inside My Alibi and interrogates Ricky Loose Lips about the drill part locations. Batman then finds and assembles the cryo drill and goes inside Mr. Freeze's lab. While inside his lab, discovers that Ferris Boyle ordered to stop Freeze's research of the rare disease that his wife Nora has. Batman also learns about the explosion that turned Victor Freeze into who he is today. Batman then confronts Freeze by destroying 3 cryo tanks and attacking Freeze with various methods. Batman is then frozen and Boyle goes to attack Freeze. Batman takes out Boyle and says,
"Take a seat, humanitarian."
He then fixes Nora and Mr. Freeze and tells them that he can give them justice and not peace. And that is all of Batman Arkham Origins story. It's now time for me to talk about everything else. Let's start with gameplay. The gameplay is exactly like Arkham City's with the introduction of the new crime scene investigation, which allows Batman to rewind time and see what a crime was like using AR. Crime in progress are random encounters that Batman can stop to get extra experience. He also has the grapple accelerator from Arkham City by default. The new gadgets are the Remote Claw, which allows Batman to make zip lines, attach objects to enemies, and even hang enemies upside down. The Concussion Detonator makes enemies dizzy, but is very pointless. The Glue Grenade is a reskin of the Freeze Blast from Arkham City, and the Disruptor has a new design. You also get the Shot Clubs after the Electrocutioner is killed in the Royal Hotel, and these basically make the game too easy. Most of the enemy types have returned from Arkham City, but with the introduction of the new martial artists, which make you do several counters to take them out, and brutes, which are like the Titan henchmen from Arkham Asylum and City, and are taken down by several beatdowns, and there's also an armored variant as well. Wayne Tech serves the same purpose as the other games, but has a new design. The map is bigger than Arkham City, with having two islands being North and South Gotham, being separated by the Pioneer's Bridge in the middle and consists of 9 districts. North Gotham is the map from Arkham City, but looks newer and not as run down compared to Arkham City. South Gotham or New Gotham has a bunch of skyscrapers and taller buildings and looks nicer compared to North Gotham. While patrolling Gotham, you can find the Anarchy tags in the Cyrus Pinckney plaques, which the Pinckney plaques solve an old murder case. Unlocking all of these gets you all the Gotham intel, which is Arkham Origins' version of the Arkham City stories. There is also Profiles, which is this game's version of the character files, and Case Files, which are all the case files from the murder cases. Arkham Origins introduces the Dark Knight system, which is a set of 4 separate categories and has the player complete objectives to get certain rewards, but can be very difficult to do. Back at the main menu, we have New Game Plus, which has you have all the upgrades from the start and allows you to play with any costume from the start. It also is on the highest difficulty with harder enemy types. I Am the Night mode is the same as New Game Plus, but if you die once, start the game over from the very beginning. Challenge mode is Arkham Origins challenge maps, which all the modes from Arkham City return and function the same. Arkham Origins introduces combat training, which is a set of training courses to teach you certain parts of the game's combat, and it's exclusive to Batman. We do have a few playable characters, being Batman, Deathstroke, which plays like Robin from Arkham City, and Initiation Bruce Wayne, which feels like a faster version of Batman with some of Robin and Catwoman's gadgets from Arkham City. They all have a few alternative skins, with Batman having the most of all. We got Blackest Night, The Long Halloween, Red Sun, Gotham by Gaslight, New 52 Graphic, Noel, Dark Knight of the Round Table, Thrill Killer, First Appearance, Brightest Day, Earth 2 Batman, Earth 2 Dark Knight. The PS3 has 2 exclusive skins, being Nightfall and Classic TV series. There is also Batman 1 Million, Injustice, The Dark Knight, and the metallic version of the New 52. There is also some DLC challenge maps, but the most important ones being the PS3 exclusive Nightfall DLC based on the Nightfall arc from 1993 to 1995 and can be modded into the PC version of the game. And also the Initiation DLC, which has you play as Bruce Wayne in North Korea training to become Batman across 5 challenge maps, and you get to fight Shiva at the end. Back at the main menu, we have Arkham Origins Online, which the Wii U version doesn't have at all. It was a third-person shooter objective-based mode between Joker and Bane, with 2 other players being able to play as Batman and Robin. Players on either Bane or the Joker's team can play as Bane and the Joker. Players can also customize their goon on both sides and skins for Batman and Robin. It was shut down in December 2016, but players on PC have found a way to keep it going. We also have extras, which consists of statistics, which is all the information of progress completed in the game. Story synopsis just gives a synopsis of the story from the game with some of the loading screen images. Character trophies are high quality 3D models of characters in the game. Concept art is a collection of concept art for the game. Credits are the game's credits, and themes on PS3 to give your X&B a more Arkham Origins look. Graphically, Arkham Origins looks pretty good still, especially on PC. It uses Unreal Engine 3 just like Asylum City, with the 3 console versions running at 720p and targeting 30 FPS. The 360 is the most stable in terms of frame rate. The PS3 has motion controls for lighting. The Wii U version has support for the gamepad, with the map being on the bottom screen. It also allows you to hear the dialogues with the gamepad speakers and the option to play the game entirely on the gamepad. The PC version has the best graphics and higher frame rate with NVIDIA PhysX support, just like the previous 2 games, and also has Xbox controller support. And that is Batman Arkham Origins, everyone's least favorite of the Arkham trilogy. But I feel that the fans have more respect for it nowadays compared to when it first came out, and it's a lot of fun hanging enemies upside down.